fighters are ready to go. Let's hear the official introductions. We turn it over to the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, hailing from Florida, here is the 3-time world champion, the Magic Man, Antonio Tarver. Fighting out of the blue corner from the United States of America, wearing the red trunks with red trim, the Boss.
One of the hottest tickets around. It's standing room only for this, our main event.
Todd, I'm going to stay here till the end of the night because if you're a fight fan like me, this is what I live for.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be 2 that we're talking about. Many said this fight would never happen, and yet here it is, and here we go. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. Nice hook. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. So much pre-hype surrounding this fight, the fans are on the edge of their seats.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything can break a man or make a man.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
The straights continue to score. And he scores with the counter. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
On to the second round. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
The perfect counter lands. That hook is parried away. Tarver in some serious trouble. Goes Tarver. Wow, that impact was incredible. Let's take another look at it.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Listen to me. Are you okay?
So they'll make it up, and this fight continues.
Todd, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does, will he get back up from the stool again? That was a shot.
Gotta let let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Misses with the straight left. Nice counter shot. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8 after the knockdown.
I love the response, though.
There's the bell to start round 3. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up.
And the boss has been dropped. Wow, let's take another look at that.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
Apparently it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight's capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
That counter shot lands. Need to pick things up here in the second half of the round.
It's that forever hope. Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He should be behind on points until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to pull it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
Miss with that jab. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Blink and you miss it. Good thing we can watch that all over again.
I need to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give me your glove.
Beaten, bruised, and battered, but somehow he's still in it.
There's always a way back. Don't ever run anybody off.
There's the bell for round 4. Let's see if they can shake off the cobwebs after a disastrous last round.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
That time counter shot. They walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Fantastic punch. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside punch round.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Not throw out a lazy jab in this fight, you'll get knocked out. He blocks the hook. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. glad to have heard that bell.
You know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, bell, ring away.
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
We're always looking for that KO, and we could see an upset right here. I thought we were going to see the finish there.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What are they going to do? What will they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Nice defense on that hook. The jab not finding its target. Nice defense with that jab. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. Nice counter shot. He is down big time on the scores.
Wow, it's like 2 different leagues.
You're switching up. You need to switch back on. Get focused. Get your mind back.
Here we go in the 6th round. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
They exchange punches. Beautiful counter punch. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Oh, that punch. The straight right just misses. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. At this point, you gotta believe he can't win on the scorecards. Gonna need a knockout.
Every second, every minute.
Get your mind back. Get your focus back.
There's the bell to start round 7. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Beautiful counter shot. to see a jab from these two. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
And he just missed with that left jab. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Nice counter punch right up the middle. They are giving us a high-tempo show. Will the referee step in? Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there.
And they're back at it again here in round 8. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Why weren't they covering up? That was the moment!
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once, they know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work your defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
They both want a knockout, you can tell. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. What a punch. Well done with that counters. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Another win, another unanimous decision victory.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace to get a unanimous decision. That is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is nowhere near tight.